Hello and welcome to Smooth Musings, the podcast of Smooth Fusion. We've got a really special edition today, introducing what we're calling the Proven Alliance. And so I want to introduce the folks that I have with me here today. I've got Scott Snowden from Flywheel Strategic out of Toronto. I've got Lino Tadros from The Training Boss, and he's out in Florida. And then we've got Dean Schuster, who is with True Matter and out in the Carolinas. And so I want to kick it over to Scott as to actually be our guest host today and lead us through a discussion about the Proven Alliance. Scott?
Thanks a lot, Todd. Thanks, everybody. It's a real treat to be on somebody else's podcast. I feel very honored. And I'm really excited about this Proven Alliance. It's going to be really fun to collaborate together. We're going to get into that kind of a conversation and explain how this all works, why we did it. Todd, and we're going to introduce ourselves in a little bit more detail. Todd, I'm going to go back to you, though. Explain what it is that you were thinking about when this all took shape to begin with. It was a bit of an initiative that you were able to lead, and we were all very excited to get on board. So let us know sort of what that was all about in your mind.
Sure, thanks. Looking at the Sitefinity ecosystem out there, we've got a group of partners. Many of them are not super large organizations. And just as we looked at, and especially looking at what our customers were going through as they tried to, and potential customers going through as they tried to select a Sitefinity partner, what we realized is there's really no one partner out there that's the best at everything. And known you guys for many, many years. We've worked together on various projects, and I got to thinking, like, wow, if we brought together the expertise of these four organizations, that we would truly have some of the top Sitefinity expertise across a much broader spectrum, and be able to honestly say, we've got the best. A good example would be, customers ask us all the time, well, can you train us? And sure, we do a little bit of training here and there, but we don't touch what Lino does. Or we'll have a customer say, we really want to go deep on user experience, and do you guys do, focus groups and all these things? It's like, we really don't go nearly deep enough. But luckily, we've got True Matter, who is a world-renowned UX team that happens to be a Sitefinity partner and an expert on the Sitefinity platform. And so those are the kind of things that were going through my head as we thought, we could really address a need to get all of these things into one, in this case, alliance.
That's awesome. Yeah, I couldn't sort of say that better. It was it just sort of made sense when you approached me anyway and started talking about this idea. Maybe I'll send it over to you, Dean. Why do you think this group is going to be able to live up to that vision?
Well, I know we're going to be able to live up to it because we've already worked together successfully and done projects or consulted with each other, and we've got a lot of mutual trust. So for me and for True Matter, we have a lot of confidence in this alliance. And I would echo everything that you all said about what it means to join forces like this. We tend to get clients who are beyond our UX niche, who need things that are not our core, but we want to send them to trusted people. And in fact, they often want to continue working in sort of a dual lane with multiple folks, and we want to be able to do that with folks we're used to working with and have a lot of confidence with. So for us, it solves that need, and I have great confidence in it.
What I think is neat about it is we've gotten to know each other so well over the years. And I think the reason that we've gravitated together here is that those shared qualities, those shared characteristics, those shared perspectives and approaches to the kind of work we do. So there's a symbiosis that is going to just naturally be able to come forward. And I think that's going to really lead to a lot of success. Let's take a minute now and just sort of introduce ourselves and a little bit more about each of the contributions that our firms make to the overall alliance. Lino, I'll give you a chance to go first here. Tell us a little bit about what you do and what you deliver in the Sitefinity space.
First of all, it's really a pleasure to be with the three of you. And I can't believe we're finally announcing this. This is awesome. Congratulations to all. My name is Lino Tados. I've been in the Sitefinity ecosystem for 19 years. I've written 8 books on Sitefinity over the years. I'm a Microsoft Regional Director, and I've been a Microsoft MVP for over 15 years. I'm very excited to do this. The Training Boss, my company actually offers training for Sitefinity, plus a lot of other things, consulting and training for architecture need for Sitefinity, and for a lot of data analytics, and also heavily on generative AI and machine learning in general. So being able to work with the 4 musketeers over here, that would be a lot of fun for me. Just because I don't do long-term implementation, so I can easily pass this to Todd, Scott, and Dean. But for architecture, whenever they need me, sometimes training is involved, I'll be able to jump in. So having a team that you can count on, that we know each other pretty well over the years. I mean, I know Todd now for 20 years now. So it has been a lot of fun, and we trust each other, and we're definitely looking forward to getting a customer that is looking for the whole shebang, not only very good in design or very good in development or very good in one thing. Having a team of experts that can actually take the whole thing from A to Z with excellent design, with excellent user experience, with excellent development architecture. It's all in-house between the 4 of us, and we have worked together before. That makes this a joy.
I mean, I have just come to appreciate the way you approach the work that you do, and being able to really help get some particular projects and situations out of a tough spot with the analytical and detailed approach that you take has been at least super valuable for us. Dean, I'll come back to you. Tell us a little bit more about True Matter and what you're bringing to the table here.
Thanks, Scott. True Matter is a UX consultancy, and that puts us in something of a smaller niche. We focus entirely on user experience and UI. So our job is to envision, define, or help people make digital products easier to use, less frustrating, more productive, more efficient. And that means we're very specific in the work we do. Now, we also, when it comes to doing sort of complex corporate web, Sitefinity is the only CMS we work with. We also are adept at other progress tools, rather. Like we've done a ton with Kendo UI, including customization and working with the Kendo UI team on their features. We've worked with Progress on Unite UX, which has become Theme Builder. So we're really familiar with the Progress ecosystem in general. But because we're very much in our lane, if you need sites, apps, or software that just must be perfect for users and must be understandable, comprehensible, less frustrating, that's us. But it also means that when we are needing to, go beyond that, we need other people involved to expand services for our clients. And that's why Proven Alliance makes so much sense for us. And it's been a joy to do some of that collaboration already.
That's great. I think UI UX can be such a critical part of the solution, and I think when customers really appreciate the value that it brings, it is going to be so helpful to have a team that knows exactly what kind of process is involved to unlock that creativity. So it's really awesome to have this collaboration.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And it was mentioned earlier, we add to that sort of mix a lot of user testing, a lot of user activities and discovery activities that sort of unlock what users need. And that's a big part of what we do. So, I appreciate how much the members of the Alliance see that as valuable.
Yeah, it really has to be an evidence-based approach. That's awesome. Todd, tell us more about Smooth Fusion. I know we're on the Smooth Musings podcast, but if any of us send somebody to listen to this, they'd probably want to know a little bit more about Smooth Fusion.
Sure. Yeah. So we've been around for 23 years. We've been doing Sitefinity since 2009. It's the only CMS platform we work in. We are at heart, we're a technical shop. We do builds, we do ongoing support. Our team is primarily technical, so but we expand out a little bit into SEO help, working with Sitefinity Insight. But our bread and butter is long-term relationships with Sitefinity customers, helping them to get the most out of the platform. Like I say, we're not a full service agency, so we're helping more on the technical implementation and technical support. We do hosting, and so we fit in there. It's why we even though there's a little overlap in some of the things that our teams do, there's a lot of great complementary things that fit together well, for sure. And outside of Sitefinity, just mentioned real quick, because we are a deeply technical team with a lot of back-end developers, we do portals and enterprise app development and complex integrations, often into Sitefinity. Sometimes we're doing complex integrations into a Sitefinity site.
Awesome, yeah, and I think the breadth and depth that Smooth Fusion brings and the experience there is what a lot of your clients find particularly valuable. From a Flywheel perspective, I'm from Flywheel Strategic, based in Toronto. We serve the entire North American market. We even go outside of that sometimes. I would say very similar to Smooth Fusion. We do have a little bit more of a full service capability and staff here. We work very much with Sitefinity. We also get into some of those custom enterprise apps, custom digital experience build outs, integrations, primarily with a B2B focus, but we also get into a lot of commerce solutions as well. And that obviously does have a B2C component to it a lot of the time. But it really does also include very unique custom commerce scenarios, maybe financing, maybe membership, those kinds of solutions. Getting into how you can integrate with things like CRM and other backend or marketing solutions. So I think that there's a lot of similarities there with Smooth Fusion, but there's also some contrast, and it may just be that you feel more comfortable knowing that you've got a couple of different but similar teams, and it may just simply come down to process and culture fit. And I think that there'll be some very good options for some of the people that want to talk to us when they take a closer look at each of us. Thanks, everybody. Let's send it over to you, Lena. What do you think would be the reason why somebody would want to take a closer look at us and work with the Proven Alliance?
I think, honestly, Scott, it's because of the experience in the Sitefinity ecosystem. I mean, all of us have been doing this for a long time with Sitefinity. We're also very familiar with other CMS systems as well. I do a lot of work with other competitors as well. So I'm very familiar with all the top CMS systems, certified on all of them. So I'm very excited about that, because a lot of times people come in saying, I'm on this CMS and I'd like to see if I can move to Sitefinity. And if you don't know the other system, that will be a problem, because you don't know the APIs or how to actually migrate. Usually these are major enterprise applications. But other than that, just the synergy. For instance, I am not very good at design. Dean is. He's awesome. So I can make a website very fast. I can fix the bugs. I can do an architecture great, but it will look very ugly without Dean. Also, the synchronization we have between the training bus and also the Fly Week regarding Insight heavily. as well. Also with Todd, whenever we need somebody to go in for several months to do a full implementation, for instance, they do a great job with that. But with Insight, with Sitefinity, with enterprise application, and especially for integration. Now we've seen a lot of customers coming in saying, I want to get my Delta Parquet files from my Insight, and I would like to put it in a Databricks, and I want to do it a lot more than Sitefinity. So the integration with other major applications, whether it's Salesforce, HubSpot, or data analytics in one of the major data analytics tools in the industry like Microsoft Fabrics and so on. These are the things that we can bring to the table as well. Whether you're going to be using .NET Core or regular .NET, or you're going to use, for instance, React or Next.js or anything with Sitefinity, this is the team that we can work together. We have the resources, we have the experience to help companies into the future as well.
And I mean, that's a great sort of way to underscore the earlier point about breadth and depth. There's a lot of technical capabilities across the board here, and I think to add to that, there's also the same value that comes forward from a process and approach perspective. Really making sure that there is a formalized process for unlocking opportunity for the Proven Alliance customers, for doing the kinds of upfront discovery intake that I know that happens through the work that you can engage us with Smooth Fusion, especially TrueMatter as well. Making sure that you've got a team that isn't just here to check some boxes, but as Todd mentioned earlier, build that longer term relationship, unlock lasting value, and really drive growth for the digital experience for each of our clients. Todd, Dean, anything else to add to sort of the why someone would choose the Proven Alliance?
I think we've hit most of it. I just feel like there's an opportunity to get the best of all of these segments, and I think of most Sitefinity partners are focused on multiple platforms. And their devs are switching from one platform to another. We happen to be very devoted Sitefinity folks on this right. On this podcast. We're on Progress advisory boards together and things. We've got a depth, not only knowledge of the platform, but connections within Progress where we can really help get to the bottom of things, because every once in a while there's something that's pretty crazy, and first we call Lino, then we call Progress, right? And when you think about UX, I think, and Dean won't brag on himself so much, so I'll brag. Every Sitefinity partner does some kind of UX work, but no Sitefinity partner does what TrueMatter does. It's just not. It
within
just
the
doesn't
ecosystem,
happen.
yeah.
Within that Sitefinity ecosystem, it just doesn't exist outside of TrueMatter. So we've got, I think, definitely the top talent in North America between our four firms.
Any response there, Dean?
Well, I would add to that. First of all, I completely agree with all of that, especially the good stuff you said about TrueMatter. That was wonderful. But nobody can do everything. And when you speak to these, a massive shop, the likelihood that they could do everything you need really well is just not good. And so if you want to go to someone who's targeted, you get that deep expertise, but then you could lack the overall connectivity. So I think what the Proven Alliance does is give you both of those things, which is why I'm so excited about it. You can get depth in an area like analytics or marketing or deep technology integration or UX or training. You can get serious depth in those areas without sacrificing. Sometimes you just need to find a place where you can get lots of different consultation. And so when you think about any one team, like say our team or y'all's, whenever there's something interesting or challenging, you want to try your best to figure it out, and you reach out to people on your team. The one thing that I love about speaking with y'all and about what the possibilities are for the Proven Alliance is I feel like there's this massive list of people now that I can go to that have just absolute depth. If we want to talk about, .NET Core right now, we could do. We're going to talk, and Todd is going to lead the way, and it's fantastic. So that's the value we can bring to clients, and that's pretty exciting, because I know, based on experience, that clients just need that.
For sure. Lino, another thought?
I want to also underscore the relationship that all of us have with the progress team at Sitefinity.
Very good point.
It's actually unusual. I mean, we have very strong relationship with the United States team and with the Bulgaria team as well for a couple of decades now. I mean, you're looking at the team that actually is sitting on the board of advisors for Sitefinity, and you're looking at the team that is the advisory board for Sitefinity Insight.
That's right.
So we have a lot of good input. We actually really affect the future of the product, which we are very proud of as well. So that actually makes us very well geared to know what's happening in the next year, 2 and 3 years in advance, based on the roadmap for the product, whether it's public or internal to the product as well. So that can help customers as well planning for the future.
And I'll just sort of use that to make the final comment here. We were lucky enough to host one of the team members from Bulgaria here in Toronto recently. So just being able to have that relationship and connection is super valuable. I think also sort of our perspective at Flywheel allows us to lift the experience for some of those enterprise and larger companies that are trying to do multilingual, multi-regional solutions. I think maybe based on sort of the bilingual requirements in Canada that has given us a lot of history and background in that realm as well. So I think that's a pretty good introduction to the Proven Alliance and what we're looking forward to and the value that we can all bring. So thanks for this conversation, everybody. If you are listening and want to get in touch with the Proven Alliance, please check out provenalliance.com. There is a contact form there where you can just reach out and we will help guide you to the right place. You are also, of course, more than welcome to learn a little bit more about each of us. There are some details on that site as well. And make up your own mind. Reach out to any one of us or multiples to start those conversations. We'll also help guide you to the right person. We work very collaboratively in that capacity, have for a long time. And ultimately, it's about whatever we can do to help our customers get the best experience and the best solution that helps them find their success. Thanks a lot for the conversation. We'll talk to you everybody again soon. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Smooth Musings. If you liked today's episode, make sure to subscribe, share it with someone, and rate us on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. This podcast is presented by Smooth Fusion. If you'd like more information about Smooth Fusion and how we help our customers with websites, custom software, and more, go to www.smoothfusion.com.